Whosoever might be interested in buying a co-op and you might in the midst of trying to figure out if you should buy a co-op, this one is just for you. So let's get in. So co-op, a lot of people don't understand, but I'm going to explain this to you. A co-op, you don't really own it. You have shares in it. And I know that a lot of people might be saying like, yo God, but I'm going to put on money, I'm going to pay a certain amount of money for the 1-bedroom apartment and it's like 110,000 or maybe 120,000 I put down. And then how you mean by a share may have a night? Well, guess what? It's share you really have a night. The building still own the place. A co-op look at you as a tenant, and that's just my opinion, but pretty much you is like a tenant in a co-op, because the same thing what a tenant go through is the same thing you go through. For an example, let's list out what the tenants go through. A tenant fill out an application, submit it with their pay stub and W2, right? And they check their background to see if they get evicted. They check their actually pay them bills on time, actually their credit they check to see if they pay on time, and then based on that, and how much them really make to see if they can afford the apartment. And based on that, that's when the landlord make a decision whether or not you could come in or come out, or you just can't get it. But it's the same thing with a co-op. A co-op do the same thing. They get application just like a tenant does. They check your background just like a tenant does. They check your credit just like a tenant does. They check your pay stub just like a tenant does. They check your W2 just like a tenant does. And based on that, that's when they could have you interview with the board. And then after when they interview the board, that's when they make a decision whether you get in or you get out or you just can't get. So because of that, I feel like they run in the same thing. The only different thing with a co-op versus an apartment is that a co-op, the people that were inside of it, the building actually makes sure that they are qualified to a certain extent where everybody kind of is the same. Meaning, same thing as condo, tenants just can't blast music because they want to. A tenants can't really run up and down with bulldog because they want to. A tenants can't really invite or rent out the apartment and leave it if they want to. So that's another thing. And the difference between a co-op and a condo, I'm not saying that some co-op does it, but most co-op doesn't allow the person who live there to rent out the place, right? Then doesn't allow nobody who live there to rent out the place. While a condo, a person who own it, they can just decide, say, listen, I don't want to live here no more. I bought a single family or a 2-family, and now I want to rent out the condominium, right? So in that sense, a co-op, you really can't. But some might, but majority of them, they don't. With a rental unit, when you rent a place, really some people even do sublease. So that's why I'm going to say, owning a co-op, you have more leverage because pretty much who's supposed to be there is going to be there. So the difference between a co-op and a condo and a rental is that condominium, you own it. A co-op, you have shares in it, and a rental unit is owned by the landlord. So you don't have no shares or you don't own it. So that's the only difference. But moving on, when it comes on to a co-op, it's a good investment, better than renting if you are looking at it on that point of view. If you are looking at it at that point of view, if it's better than renting, yes, it's better than renting. Most of the time, lots of people start off by owning a co-op. But if you might have any interest and if you're renting and you're looking, say, listen, you want to make a next step up above renting, owning a co-op might be a choice for you. So anyway, again, this is Garth. Thank you for your time and have a great day.